Yeah. Nice. You guys walked up a sheer cliff. Hopefully it's the right one.
Yeah.
I think either way.
Okay, let's keep going.
Welcome back. We're on another adventure. And this one might be a little crazy. We're way early in the year, but surprisingly, there's no snow on the trail yet. So we are starting at a higher elevation, dropping down, and then gaining it all back, plus some. So we will be well into the 6,000 foot range by the time we're done, if we can make it up there. I've got my snowshoes, just in case I need to break trail, and that way at least only one of us is dead. Oh.
Hypothetically speaking.
And the smells of spring.
Oh, the smells of spring.
Oh my gosh, that was beautiful.
Look at that.
Yes. So this is where we're heading. So we've got to get past those mountains, and there's going to be a lake tucked way back in there. So we've got a lot of distance to cover and not a lot of time to do it in, because this is a day hike. Unfortunately, I wanted to do another multi-day camp retreat on this one, but sadly time doesn't allow it this year because we've got future plans that we're burning up time with. But my gosh, this is definitely top of my list places to go. We've got water runoff going down there pretty good, so that tells me that we're gonna have a pretty decent waterfall up ahead.
All right, welcome back to Anything Outdoors with Steve. I'm Daniel, this is Steve.
I'm Steve.
We are near Hamilton, Montana, headed into the Selway Bitterroot Mountains. We are near Lake Como, and we are headed for Little Rock Creek Lake. When was the last time we hiked here, Steve?
More than 4 years ago.
Four years ago.
It was the beginning of 2020. Well, I would say mid 2020 then. So, well, 3.75 years ago.
It was one of the, I think the first hike I did with Steve when he had a GoPro.
Roughly.
Up until that point, we were just hiking and weren't really recording anything, just stopping to take a photo once in a while. And we've decided to polish our act a little bit since.
Whose act?
Okay, both. Our filming, recording, and editing capabilities have been improved significantly since that time. But that is one of the more memorable overnight activities that Steve and I have.
Without question.
Without question.
Yes.
So almost 4 years ago, we got a late start driving over from Idaho, and we were packing way too much overnight gear. We started late in the day. The weather was questionable. By questionable, I mean cloudy, cold, and rainy.
Yes.
And we hiked mostly in the rain. We were saturated by the time we made it up to our camp spot. We arrived in the dark. We were hiking by flashlight.
One flashlight.
One flashlight. And we set up our camp in the dark, in the rain, absolutely soaking wet.
And no real idea where we were.
No idea. We knew we were somewhere near the lake,
yeah,
but we didn't know how close. And yeah, Steve, as I recall, we had some mishaps.
Yes.
Filling up our water. Is my recollection correct?
That is correct. I was using my old pump style water filter, which I have with me today. And upon Getting close to the creek edge, I slipped, got 1 foot in the water right away, and then got a pretty good stance, I thought. But after standing there for a while, your traction gives out and bam, down I went again. This time I got both feet wet, and so I went for round 3 and trying to pump the rest of the water to fill up my bag, and in I went again. It was a 3-fer, and then I was soaked about knee deep into the water. Shoes were soaked, so it was.
And I would have felt sorry for him.
He was too busy laughing.
I was completely drenched. I was so wet.
Yes.
My sleeping bag was soaking wet. We built a fire in the rain.
Yes.
And did our best to dry out our gear so that we could have a somewhat dry sleep. It was miserable yet absolutely fun. What an excellent suffering adventure it was.
Yes.
And a profoundly vivid memory. So this is a trail we've vowed to get back to. We didn't want to overnight it because we didn't know what kind of trail conditions to expect this time. We may just come back here and overnight it this year.
Yeah.
But for now, as Steve probably has mentioned and will continue to mention along this hike, we are really early in the year. This has been an unusually low snow this winter. So we're getting in to higher places that normally it'd take you another month before you can get into. We have no idea what kind of snow conditions will be at the lake. Judging by our hike from last week in western Montana, we had what, 5-6 feet
roughly, yep,
up at the lake.
Yep.
The lake was frozen over, so I don't know, we might have a similar kind of scenario here.
I fully suspect this lake will be frozen over.
I think so. I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
Same.
Genuinely surprised. That said, there are a couple of waterfalls that come out of the end of this.
Yes.
That should be glorious. Should have profuse water flow. And the water is cold. Man, that water is cold.
Oh, yes.
As Steve can attest, having tested it not once but 3 times in the middle of the night.
Middle night, but middle of the year, so it was warmer.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, this is definitely one of my most memorable hikes, top 10 list so far. And coming back here is going to be triggering so many memories of that hike, because we spent, what was it, 4 nights or 3 nights? I can't remember.
Several nights.
Yeah, it was either 3 or 4 nights here.
And it went fast.
And by the time we were done, wanted to stay another.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, yes, it was one of those time constraints. We already had pre-obligations saying that we had to be back in town. So therefore, we had to cut her short, but have been wanting to come back since. I have a feeling with lighter packs, this is going to be a much easier hike, but time will tell with the snow, because everybody knows going through snow is a lot more difficult.
Slow going.
Slow going.
That said, when we first came here, we were uncertain of the exact trailhead location.
Yes.
So we actually started on a kind of an ancillary trail that added, oh gosh, almost 3.5, 4 miles onto the hike. Yep. Carrying really heavy overnight gear.
Yes.
And like we said, already a late start in the year. And in the rainstorm.
Yes.
Walking in the rain the whole way in. And so your backpack's getting heavier with all the water. You're saturated. A miserable yet very memorable time.
Yeah. Yep, highly enjoyed.
But lunatics as we are,
yes,
very enjoyable, and we couldn't wait to get back.
Yeah.
I was determined, no matter what kind of suffering is involved, I'm determined to get back to that campsite and check that out.
I think so.
So by absolute serendipity, in the middle of the night when we had it and we realized we needed to set up camp,
he was
right
done.
Now,
he was done.
We set up in the dark, and not knowing where we were, in the morning when the sun came up, we were on
such
the
a pleasant
top of a
surprise.
beautiful rock bluff overlooking a waterfall behind us.
Multiple waterfalls.
Glorious peaks abounding. And we were just maybe a few 100 yards maybe from the...
No, 100 yards
from the lake.
Yes, without even knowing it. Complete happenstance. Came across it in the dark.
And one of the most picturesque places I've ever overnighted in my entire life, anywhere in the world.
The full intent with why I went there was I heard water flowing, and knowing that we needed water for dinner and rehydration, that was the only reason why I ventured off the trail to go that direction, because no question about it, it was off the trail.
Oh, and as I recollect, we were without water for a long time. We had
Yes.
completely drunk all of our water. We had nothing left.
Yep.
And there was the irony of walking in the rain, water everywhere, and nary a drop to drink. We were thirsty. We were starting to get dehydrated. We realized
Delirious.
we needed water. We heard water. That's where we decided to camp. And what sheer luck! What sheer luck! We stayed there the whole time, realizing we had a premium camping spot. And I want to go back and recreate the same thing later on in the year with overnight gear.
As we all know though, every time you hike a trail, it's different. So no matter how much you want to recreate an experience, chances are it was a one-off, that's it. And getting that same feeling back is very difficult. So a lot of times we get just extremely lucky with timing, like ancient lakes. The timing, the sheer factor of that timing that we hiked that was one of those moments that you can never recreate intentionally.
The time of year was perfect, the light was perfect. Well,
Yes.
come to think of it, when we camped here, do you remember the next evening, the sunset was
Yes.
incredibly vivid,
It
just
was.
impossibly beautiful, picturesque pastels. And then as the sun went down, these dark, ominous rain clouds came rolling in, and we spent the second night in a rainstorm. I mean, just hammering rain.
Thunderous lightning downpour.
Yeah, lightning just pounding. The
was
thunder
awesome.
rolling across the sky, and it was glorious.
Yes.
But Steve and I both just sat in our little shelters, giggling at how awesome the scenario was.
Yes.
It was picturesque and impossible to recreate that.
It is.
The sense of awe, the sense of wonder, and the sense of awe at seeing this beautiful place for the very first time. And I hope
First time.
we don't realize that it's not as beautiful as we recall it. Sometimes memory has a way of embellishing our memories, making the roses seem more gilded than they really were.
Yeah.
So I remember these rocks, Steve.
It was up ahead still.
This was a lot of fun in the dark.
It was.
Stumbling along in the rain with heavy backpacks, and if you leaned to one side,
Oh yeah.
you would lose your balance really fast.
Yes.
Today it's a lot easier going.
It is. Yeah, having this lighter pack. I've loaded mine down with snowshoes, so I've got a few extra pounds. Dan's loaded his down with a big juice bottle, so he's got 4 extra pounds there.
I'm not going to be thirsty this hike.
No.
No way.
And I still have my water filter in dire emergency. We can filter water and fall in a creek.
Now, I've been recovering from a really bad cold all last week. My wife suggests that I might be losing my mental faculties in coming on this hike today, but you know, you have to have your priorities in life, and
Yes.
this is mine. You know, I can lay on the sofa and bemoan my fate later on. For today, I'm gonna have a good time.
Today we're adventuring.
That's why they call it venturing.
Yeah. Yes, as you can tell, I'm excited to be back here. The first 3 miles, 4 miles of this hike are just remedial, not much to see, but man, she opens up and oh man, the beauty up above is just amazing. So hopefully we've got the opportunity to get there again.
Yeah, the first part of the hike, in fact, I'd say the lion's share of it, though a lot of it we did in the dark.
Yes.
Most of it's through the filtered woods. You have, you know, relatively little sun, not a lot of views per se, and you might be discouraged at first if you didn't know that there was a reward at the end.
Absolutely.
But it's worth your while if you decide to embark on this hike. Also be aware that if you camped at Little Rock Creek Lake, beyond that, oh, there's glorious hiking to be had.
Oh
up
my
above.
gosh, yes.
We did that, and I recall I have never been eaten by mosquitoes more in my entire life.
Yes, the biting flies, mosquitoes, horse flies. We were surrounded on all corners. So this is where the two trails meet up ahead there, about 100 yards. So the miles that we cut off, this is where they join together.
Yeah, this is feels a lot better having this streamlined path.
It does. Oh my gosh.
Look at that. Look at that sexy peak ahead.
Yeah. Yep. And we're heading, I believe, just past that, if I recall right, because we still have miles to go.
We have miles to go before we sleep. Miles to go before we sleep. Okay, that's a different poem altogether. But
Oh
this
my.
is definitely a Robert Frost-esque kind of poetic beauty today. Those are some sexy mountains ahead there.
Yes,
Those
indeed.
are sexy mountains.
So this is the trail joining from the lower to the upper.
Yeah, we found our way across these rocks, and we were very joyous to find the main
When we
trail.
finally came across the trail, because we had no idea where we were going. Not a clue. And we knew there was a trail up here. We just didn't know where. So it was a lot of turning back and forth, back and forth. Down below is a little makeshift waterway closure dam thing that we were scouting out a little bit.
It's a canal that they're taking water from the lake,
Yes,
but it's the wrong way to get into
it
the
is
lake.
the wrong way.
For sure. We were absolutely delighted to find this trail, and as I recall, it was just at dusk
It was.
that we made it to this point,
Yep.
and we're happy that at least we were on the main trail.
Finally. But
As we were hiking in the dark, in the rain,
yes,
we were thinking, man, maybe we just need to set up camp somewhere. But to our
everywhere.
dismay, we realized there's no camping spot. There's not a flat spot to be found.
We were surrounded by water.
And oh yeah, and everything was flowing. It's like we're hiking in a river.
So I was covered because I was hammock camping, but sadly there wasn't room for two in my hammock.
Yeah, and, you know, I'd rather die of hypothermia.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
That's
choose
just me.
death.
Sorry. Looks like I'm gonna die.
I'll tell Sinisa
Sorry.
that you
It
willed your house to me,
was
but
either
dying wishes.
yeah, it was either hypothermia or homosexual humiliation, and
No.
yeah, I chose hypothermia, a quick and a slow and
Slow and sleepy
slow and
death.
quiet death. All right, but not today.
Wow.
There's a little bit of cool wind blowing off of those mountains.
There is.
When you feel that breathing
Icy.
down, you can tell it's pretty icy up there.
Yeah.
I suspect the nights still get pretty cold.
Oh,
up there.
absolutely. Yeah. So I recall it was around this location. We were both pretty tired on our return just because of the sheer weight that we were hauling, and every day we decided to do a little side adventure. So we had already done a little side adventure and we're already tired before we even embarked on our path out. So by the time we made it to even this location, we were beat, not knowing that we still had all that elevation gain to go.
Then I think it was the second day we decided, hey, let's go make a little hike around the lake.
Yes.
We didn't bring a backpack.
Nothing.
Steve brought a small water bottle with filter. I didn't even have my water bottle with me because we were just going to walk around the lake a little bit and then come back to camp. And a little bit turned into mile after mile, and man, we were thirsty, and we found this nasty mosquito pond with some stagnant water, and we filtered that, and we took turns drinking that vile. It even filtered, it tasted so nasty, but we're happy to have it.
Yes.
Of course, we didn't bring sunscreen.
Why would you?
Nor mosquito repellent. Why would you do that? It was back at camp, so we were prepared, you see.
You see?
And I was sunburnt and had so many mosquito bites on me. Those little monsters could suck right through my shirt.
Yes.
And here's our first fall down.
I would say not too many people have been on this trail yet.
I don't think
So I'm trying to decide our best path through here. I think this is going to be it.
not through the half street, probably.
Yeah. And let's see.
Yeah,
I think I should be able to make it through there. Maybe. Yep, log to log to log. Don't slip. No slip, no falls. Yeah. Ooh. There we go. Was that the right way to go, or was that?
well, those are
We'll try both.
logs too.
Yes.
Yep, a lot of fun. That's what you get early in the year, though. But it kind of weeds out the wheat from the chaff and all of that.
Yes.
You have to be determined to press on some of these trails. So far, this has been pretty good. That's
easy going.
Not bad for a little bit of downfall.
Yeah, easy going.
And that's the tuition for an early spring hike.
All right, now we are starting our elevation gains. From here forward, it's up, up, up.
Up, up, up we go. So here's a question. We've had a lot of different opinions in this regard. So our videos, anything outdoors with Steve videos, some people say, you guys need to talk more. We want to hear the dialogue. We're engaged by the dialogue. Other people say, boy, I sure wish you just have a quiet hike with no talking and no music. Do we talk? Do we not talk? Do we use music in our videos? Do we not? What do you want? Let us know. We have no clue.
No clue.
We're just still trying to figure it out.
Yes. So I used to be in the camp of no music, serene, nature sounds only. Here's our first snow. And upon Dan editing, utilizing the music to his best abilities, I have changed my mind. So he single-handedly changed my mind on what makes great video footage. And I feel much more engaged by the music. It's more invoking feelings on the video for me.
Especially for drone footage.
Oh yeah, with drone footage, you've got, no question, you've got to have something filling in.
What else would we do? You know,
Yes.
record the sound of the drone going buzz,
Yes.
buzz, buzz, and the wind blowing.
Yep. So I have changed my mind on that. Now, as far as the continual yakking, I'm not one to just drone on and on ever. No, I never just keep yakking. So that's not for me. No, absolutely not.
Steve never rambles. He never engages in. He's never guilty of any run-on sentences ever.
Oh, absolutely
Never,
not, and.
Steve. No, not Steve. No, no, no.
Whoa, slippery.
That said, we've had some really valuable feedback from some of our very faithful regular viewers. We really appreciate it.
Not fans.
No, friends. We consider friends at this point in
Yes.
time. And some of the feedback that just a few people have provided
Oh,
has
without
been
question.
invaluable in us tweaking our methodology and upping our game a little bit, polishing our act. You know,
Yes.
at some point we'd like to produce videos that are not completely crap. We're getting there, maybe.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hit and miss. Sometimes
Well,
it's better than others.
with that in mind too, just that validation more than anything else is somewhat of a motivator to keep doing what we're doing.
Yes.
The intent of this channel, of course, was to just serve our own purposes, and I feel like we've done pretty well at that.
Yeah.
But the validation from other people to let us know that we are helping them with some of these videos, keeping them mentally alive, physically living vicariously through our hikes, whatever it may be, has been such a huge motivator. I remember this spot where you had to stop 3 times to make it up because of your sheer weight in your pack.
And the water was running down this.
Yes, it was.
The water was running down it. The rain was pouring and just pushing. And my pack was so overweight. And I was in a lot worse shape than I am now, believe it or not.
Even though he was younger.
Even I was younger. A lot worse shape. You know, all the miles sitting on airplanes flying around the world, sitting in conference rooms and taxis and in front of a computer. So it was slow and miserable going. And in the dark, we had no idea where we were headed. Had no idea what we were getting into.
In fact, up ahead, we had lost our trail multiple times just through the woods where there's no real trail anymore. So we had lost our pathway multiple times, trying to find it, reassess which direction looks right, which one looks drier, because everything in those woods was flowing.
Yeah, as I recall, as we're coming out, we realized that what we thought was a creek, we thought we had come to a creek side, was actually the trail.
It was.
We thought, oh, we got to get around this creek. Where's the trail?
Where's the trail? So upon daytime, being able to see with more than just a flashlight on dim setting, because I didn't know how long we had to run by flashlight.
Yeah. Yeah, we were thinking, worst case, we're just going to be setting up our shelter in the woods somewhere and doing our best to survive the night. That's it.
With a wet floor.
With a wet floor. A wet everything.
Yes.
But to the point Steve was making, there have been a few times, seriously, when I'm weighing the pros and cons, you know, doing the mental calculus of the pros and cons of even continuing to film these kind of things and upload them to YouTube.
The amount of work
what's
involved.
the point? You know, you work on a video for hours and upload it and get 20 views and 3 likes.
And those 3 were ours.
Yeah. And there have been a few times I thought, you know, it's not worth it. I'm just going to go back to enjoying this for myself and let other people figure it out for themselves.
Yes.
And a few words of encouragement from very wonderful people who participate in our channel. It's really inspired us to keep going. A few times I've seen some heartfelt emails that really made me feel a sense of purpose. You know, some sincere, heartfelt appreciation for what we're trying to do and how much we mean to these people who share in our adventures. And we say we mean it sincerely. We consider these people friends.
Yes.
You know, anyone who comes along gregariously on our adventures, yeah, we consider you part of the team, so to speak.
Yes. That's why I usually close it with thanks for joining us on this adventure instead of thanks for watching. Because truly you are joining us by sharing the same, albeit not the same feel, because being here in person, of course, is way better.
The air
But you're
smells a
still,
lot better.
oh my gosh, yes. But yeah, just joining along with the adventure, you get a sense of what we're doing. And you know, we get a sense of it too when the comments are left with, thank you so much for helping me through these dire moments of just sadness or whatever they may be feeling at the time. It's very helpful for our own psyche as well. But
all right. Well, I don't know what your psyche needs, but mine needs a drink.
Water
of
drink?
Probably.
Yeah.
All
I think up on top this little mound will
sounds good.
give it a little break. Oh. Okay.
All right, we are at last home sweet home. Look at those spring flowers. Yeah, if you're looking for spring flowers, I'd give it another couple of days. Oh, look at that waterfall. She's beautiful. No, this is right. This is correct. You remember coming down this? It was a smooth granite. And this is the campsite over there, right? Yeah, and you'll recall you sat right there on the somewhere on one of those ledges, and wow, look at that. It's fantastico. Where's a fireplace? Under here?
Back there.
Right back there, yeah. That's it. Well,
that lake is frozen.
we could find us a little spot out of the wind.
Yeah.
And maybe, and I'm gonna, if you want to boil some hot water so I can have a baby.
This is the rock I was attempting to stand on. Nope, that one. That one was it. And I was filtering water. Came out here, had my pump filter. The water level was up a little higher. So this was in the water right where I'm standing. And I went slipping in 3 times. What a stunning spot. Oh. Yeah. That felt good. Yeah. Speaking of slippery rocks, there's one. Oh yeah. I'll feel that tomorrow. Whew. I don't know if Dan caught that. Oh. What are you doing laying on the rocks, he'll ask. Yeah, I used it as dishwater. Yes. Yeah, don't dump it. I figured start the spoon in there. So we'll try to follow the trail as much as possible on the way back down. Look for a couple of feet, that's dangerous.
Oh, that's premium.
Premium sugar right there. Yeah.
That's Maxwell House quality.
Maxwell House, it's not a sponsor.
You know, that'd be funny to get a sponsorship from Maxwell.
Oh my gosh. Well, you want to show off our coffees? Oh, it's over there.
Maxwell House. Too shitty to drink at home, but man, it's good to have on the trail.
Oh, see the sun's moved again. Look at that. Just in time for the skies to clear up.
Beautiful peak. That's a 6. That is indeed a beautiful spot.
It's hard to take it all in.
Well, I think we need a return trip when the snow's gone. We have some overnight gear. All right, Little Rock Creek Lake. We'll see you later on in the year when there's more water than snow. All right then, Granny.
Granny, I need another memory.
Oh, you full up?
Oh yeah.
I can do it. Have the technology. You want me to stash one of those? You carry both of them?
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. Get and
Got yours going, right?
got mine going.
Yeah. Hold on.
That's the spirit. There we go. Back into the snow again. That feels so good to be back in the snow.
Feels amazing.
Soft and fluffy. Goodbye, Little Rock Creek Lake. We'll see you again later for sure. We'll be back. Yeah, some fool stepped all the way in there. Weird. Okay, come on, you post-toeing fool.
I didn't have my camera going.
Fun times. All right, it's all downhill from here,
Yeah.
except the uphill part. This might be easier just to go on my ass.
Might be. Supporting some of this. I might even be going.
On your butt a few times.
Things give out. Pretty stuff.
That's what they made it. You know why they made asses? That's one of the reasons. It's all fun and games until you find that stick sticking up.
Oh yeah. Little tree stump.
The tree stump, the branch sticking up in the air. Who's your uncle? Woo!
Oh, post holes. Glorious snow. Yeah. The springtime snow showers.
Yeah. Oh, I like a nice
Nice
last
shower.
day of April snowstorm.
Yeah. Oh, here comes our water crossing. I tested the snow bridge. Looks like we should be able to pass.
We'll see. If not,
You shall not
we're
pass.
on our way out anyway.
Yes. Yeah, only, what, 4 miles to go?
Only 4 miles to go. A little bit of, a couple of wet feet never hurt anybody.
Yeah. Look at that.
Fun stuff. Easy.
Easy.